Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind.
With just one episode to go to the end of the season for the Beverly Hills Housewife, I was expecting a very dramatic, penultimate episode. But guys, there was really nothing to write home about. There was nothing that was really captivating. I guess the final episode, there is a shocker, which might actually be Mauricio and Kyle revealing to everyone about the breakdown of their 27 years of union. Now, let's just quickly get into all that went down in this particular episode. Again, guys, like I said, it was a snooze fest. But first, let's do some housekeeping. Hi, welcome to my channel, Posh Farms. For you that is new here, thank you for joining us. Again, guys, go like and comment. Go through my playlist. There is something that you like. Welcome. For my existing Posh Farms, you know how we do. Thank you for staying on. Keep it locked in here. With that said, let's just cover the commentary. That was the last episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly. This particular episode opened with Erica having to pay a visit to her therapist. It's been a very therapeutic season, this particular one. Every housewife has sort of gone into therapy just to get some type of cleansing, I would say. And here Erica is, obviously reflecting on the last 2-3 years that has been for her, and the fact that she is now staring down the road to, a comeback, a success. She did catch up with her therapist, letting her know that she has scored a residency. The therapist is in fact happy for her and happy to let her know that, yes, you were in a bad place some time back, but look at you now, and it's all in a testament of your ability to persevere. Resilience is, I guess, the name of the game for Erica. Erica then recapped the incident that happened at the MERS release ceremony over in Barcelona, Spain. She did tell the therapist how she felt that she was not given the apology that she was expecting from the group, and how she felt the group sort of left her, to hang with the wolves. And she is feeling that now there's been a vindication from the legal brouhaha, and yet still no recognition or no props to her. And the therapist kind of assured her that you don't have to expect people, to meet you where you are at. You just have to be able to look past the little things, I guess. This particular therapy session moved on to Sutton, who is paying a visit to her horse. Guys, remember earlier on in the season, she got a horse called Santos. Now, I am not sure why Sutton got a horse, because it appears she hasn't really paid this horse a visit. Did she get a horse as a breeder? Because like I said, she doesn't have a stable, and so this horse is living somewhere else, I guess, taken care of by some other people. And I don't think she has actually paid a visit. Is she leasing out this horse for money? I can't really tell you, but well, she eventually did pay this horse a visit. At first, she made a mistake of not recognizing her own horse, which was quite sad. Like, I would say animal cruelty here. You can't just buy an animal and not be there for it. I'm not joking here. This is quite disgusting for me. Anyways, when she eventually got to the horse, she was able to feed the horse, or her assistant fed the horse, and she tried to ride on this horse. And I thought she was a prolific horse rider. Turns out that she looks like an immature rider at best. Well, Kyle did come visiting, to cheer on as she raced against time with her horse Not. And here they sat down to, catch up on all that went down in Barcelona, Spain. Of course, Carl was there when she had an emotional breakdown, and she eventually admitted to Carl that she was just sort of mourning or shedding the loss of her marriage. This is quite fascinating because I know she's been divorced for the last how many years, and so how you are only just now, should I say, letting go of your relationship that has been over for the last 7 years is beyond me. I am not sure the details surrounding her divorce. It appears her ex-husband was sort of in her life, even though he was the one that filed for divorce. She could pretty much call him and he would run to her. And apparently now he's moving out of the country, and so she is sort of feeling lost because the husband is traveling. And guys, this is confusing. Okay, I honestly, I don't know. Like I said, for some reason, Christian, which is her ex-husband, she was still bankrolled by this man, and now the man is upping and leaving. I guess the man has now found a way to get away from Sutton, and Sutton is coming to terms with this particular news or this particular development in her life. And so we could see her letting Carl know that she's in a better place now. However, she needed that release to be able to come to terms with the end or the breakdown of her marriage. And here Carl is letting her know that they are in therapy. She did confirm to Sutton that she and Mauricio, she started therapy and then Mauricio eventually joined her. But there is still a bit of disconnect, even though they're in therapy. But she does admit that therapy is helping the both of them to work out their differences. Like I said, guys, there is something going on with Carl. And I'll talk about it when we get to the part where Carl and Mauricio had a sit down. Sutton eventually leaves the stable where Santos, her horse, is situated to a date with Steve. Now, remember Steve? Steve was the guy from the matchmaker, and now she sort of scored a second date. Hooray! Well, on this date, they went dart shooting and a few drinks. Steve seems a little bit, I don't know, timid. He is complimenting her bag, calling it Celine Dion. I didn't know Celine Dion had a bag, but I think Celine was the name. And Sutton is sort of all over the place here. She is just, I don't know if she is giddy or just uncomfortable or trying to pretend to be enjoying the date, because it was just something that was just off. Well, I would say if you're looking, with a third eye, it did seem like they both had a good time and they are sort of settling into just getting to know one another. And Sutton looks like a boss chick. She was just right. She took charge of the date. The guy didn't seem to mind, but he let her know that he knows she's taking charge of the day. And I can see the guy looks like an alright guy. I don't know him from Adams, but he might be good for Sutton. Now, Sutton, however, still doesn't know what she wants. I guess she's still hung up on Christian, her ex. We're also checking with Gazelle. Gazelle is hosting a GoFundMe for a charity organization called Smiles, who are representing cyberbullying. And if you remember, I think this was last 2 seasons where there was this particular madam that was featured on very briefly. I can't even remember her name now. She was that controversial. She was that weird. But for some reason, there was issues, and both accounts were created to cyber attack Gazelle's son. And apparently, this particular charity reached out to Gazelle and the son to support the cause. And I think it's a good thing. It's a worthy and noble cause to support. Cyberbullying, guys, is a crime, and cyberbullying can come in any shape or form. We just have to, in our present day, because social media is now embedded in our lives, we all live and breathe the internet. And so if you're not able to manage the space you're not setting, it is best to seek help. And I am happy to know that there are organizations out there that support people who might be anxious, who might be feeling overwhelmed from just being on their mobile phone, because there's only one place you can sit, and that is in your living room, in your bedroom, in your private space. But yet you have invited the world into your private space just through the click of a button known as the internet. I'm happy. And we can also see Garcelle having a chat with her son. The son has been seeking his own independence, and I guess Garcelle is of the realization that it is high time to start letting this guy, go. Let them just let him out of the cage and just watch him fly. And hopefully he has been equipped with the right wings through your advice to actually fly and sail away. And this is the main event that we're going to be getting into. But before we get into this particular main event, there was a sit down between Kyle and Mauricio. And this is quite interesting. We saw them having a conversation, and they were talking about their therapy sessions. For some reason, Kyle seems on edge and Mauricio seems very distant. This is what I can get. There's one thing that was quite significant, and that is again happening. This is the second time this is happening. It happened once earlier in the season, and now again I've picked up on it. Mauricio reached out to hold Kyle's hand, and I'm sure this probably was, advised by their therapist that having to, touch each other is a way to rekindle or reconnect all of those lost emotional attachment that they once had. Like I said, 27 years is like 50 years of marriage in Hollywood, and no surprise these two have their relationship has been shrouded in a lot of controversy. And like I said, as Mauricio reached out to hold the wife's hand, she was very uncomfortable. She paused. She tried to take her hands off. I think she did. And the camera cut out just because they didn't want to show what was going on, or the discomfort or the weirdness of it all. And then again, he reached out and held her hands. And when he did, she had to drink multiple times because she was that uncomfortable. And this is what I have picked up. Now, I haven't got a bird's eye view in their marriage. I don't know these guys from a bar of soap. However, what I can say is Kyle has been holding on to a lot of resentment all through this marriage. It could be as a result of something that Mauricio had done in the past, and Kyle, who would have thought she'd forgiven him, moved on, but I don't think she let go. And it's this resentment that has now built, and it's now busting out of the seams, where Kyle is now feeling quite uncomfortable in her own marriage. Communication, obviously, there's a huge breakdown of communication between these two. However, I feel like the resentment has built to a point where Kyle can no longer stand Mauricio. And it's quite sad, because I think what we're going to be seeing in the final episode is the actual dismantling of their union. I hope they can come back and this would be another storyline for them. But I don't know. It is still up in the air. There's been no rumors at the present time about where they are at. I did see a few times that Mauricio was in Aspen, but again, who knows what's going on between these guys. It's just sad, I would say. Over now, like I said, to the main event, and that was Annemarie hosting a Mother's Day brunch / diamond gathering. So she brought in some jeweler who deals in the most expensive diamond that I have ever set my eyes on. And it was a nice gathering. She invited some of her friends as well as the ladies. They all came. It was really cool. The ladies arrived. I think Garcelle came first. Next was Kyle, Erica, and we saw Christelle and Dorit walking in, and finally drunk Sutton trying her very best to walk in gracefully. They all centered around the diamond place. No surprise. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. And yeah, I don't think they bought anything. Or if they did, I really don't know. It wasn't really shown. But the jewelries were just blingy, 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 blingy. And it's quite funny because we did hear Annemarie telling Erica that she was trying to get a resolution from Christelle. Now we all know all that has happened between Annemarie and Christelle, and the climax was the incident in Spain where she sort of called her out and eventually nursed her back to health. You know, the irony of it all. And according to Annemarie, she needed closure. I'm not sure what sort of closure she's looking for, but she was going to get it today. And no quicker has she said this to Erica. We saw Christelle and Dorit walking in, and slowly after pleasantries was exchanged, she kind of pulled Christelle aside and tried to get there. But you see how Christelle was very smart about it. She first of all brought her illness to the foreshore. That just dismembered or you know, how you just, you know, when you shut someone down with a conversation and whatever their intentions were, it can't come up anymore. That's exactly what Christelle did with the medical, with her medical condition. And then ultimately they decided they were going to agree to disagree and hopefully move past, you know, all that has happened the season long and look forward to, you know, developing a healthy friendship. Well, good luck to these two. They did hug it out, and I hope they have nipped it in the bud. But I can tell you for a fact, come reunion, these two are going to be at each other's throat. All I can say is, Christelle, I hope you've got your high blood pressure medication because they're gonna be coming for you. Just get ready for that. That's after they deliver on Carl and her. I don't know what's going on her situation. In terms of, you know, marriage. So the group then gathered in the diamond room, and this is where they wanted to check in with Erica. And very quickly, like I said, we're going to revisit the particular apology that Erica didn't get. And so Erica brought that conversation up again. To this point, she needed to let the ladies know that she was expecting an apology, and she was disappointed that she didn't get the apology she felt she deserved, given how she's been vindicated, you know, by the court of law. And also the press has come to terms with the new situation regarding the jury. And so I think, and this is quite shocking, Erica hasn't really been held accountable, and we would not know what the truth is. And that's just it. We're going to leave it there. However, expecting these ladies to apologize, I'm not sure what she was expecting them to apologize for. They were right in questioning you because guess what? You guys are on a reality show. And if they didn't question you, what would be said of their moral compass? I'm not sure. And I like the way Gastel actually said. Gastel said, I didn't want you to fall. However, I had an opinion and I'm going to stick to that opinion forever. Plain and simple. And don't disrespect to you. I did have an opinion and I'm not going to change it. It was an opinion at the time. And that's the truth. Dorit echoed the same sentiment, saying, you were not empathic. You did not give us anything to go on. You never wanted to talk about it because it was a legal matter. At the same time, there were headlines popping up left and right. We're meant to be your friends, and people were asking questions. How are we going to defend you? And this just went on for a while. Carl said, you know, I rooted for you. However, don't feel the need to, you know, make this like we did not support you. In the end, Sutton did apologize because Sutton was the one that was very critical of the whole situation. I have to say this though, Dorit, I think something is happening between Dorit and PK, because PK has been away this entire season, and to the point where you can now see the hurt from Dorit's voice demanding that her husband shows up for Mother's Day. I don't know. Those two. What's going on there? We'll find out. Like I said, the night ended with not a resolution, but we sort of deeply and profusely apologizing to Erica about her role in this whole situation. Erica accepted her apology, and I cannot wait to see how this particular season ends in the next episode, and then we'll be looking forward to the reunion. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your support. I hope this wasn't too long-winded. I think it is. Anyway, guys, I will see you here very shortly. Stay safe and remain focused.
Say to me now, I wanna wake up